Here's the other bike. This one's put together. It's pretty cool. But today, this has got a good seat cover, and I'm just trying to see how they have that thing put together. So they join it in the front. Oh boy. A little bit complicated. But I'm going to attempt to make one of these. All right, this is the one I've got. It's pretty nice. Anyways, they tried. So that's what I'm going to attempt to make. I don't know what the foam's like, but if the foam's no good, I've got this foam here, and I figure if I double it, it's pretty good stuff. So we're gonna mess with that. Let's see. This is my my Singer 111W155. It's got a clutch motor on it. Industrial machine for doing heavy duty. It'll do right through like 4 or 5, 6, 7 pieces of leather. And it's also got a walking foot. That's what makes it so good, because it clamps down and then it walks rearward with the needle, pulls the material through. And then the thing was so out of control that I put together, I wouldn't call it a gearbox, but a set of gears that you can reduce. And then this like homemade bracket, and the thing works awesome. It's just got I want to say I used roller blade bearings or something. I don't even remember what I did, but I haven't had a lick of problems with it. It goes slow enough for me to actually control it. And then I was lucky enough to have old vinyl, not old, but well, it is older vinyl, but it was for a boat project, seats that my mother-in-law did from years ago. And now I'm going to use, I got quite a bit of it here, so we're going to try to template this out, put some lines in it, and yeah, we'll see if it works. I don't know. So I've got black thread in here right now. The easiest way I've learned through somebody to rethread this thing instead of goof around with it. I don't know if it's gonna work. No, I broke it. Anyways, you're supposed to be able to just like pull this through. Didn't work. One of the coolest things about this machine, I think, is how the bobbin gets done. So there's a tensioner there, and then it goes down to here, and then you push this forward, engages that, and then I push the wheel, and it goes. The bad part about having my should probably cut that string off, but about having the gears going so slow is it takes a little bit of time for the bobbin, but when it touches off here, it pops it off, makes it stop spinning once it gets full. So you can just sit there and do something else. You got to keep your foot engaged though, and everything's moving. It's a really cool machine. I love it. So now I'm testing out the stitch length, what I think is appropriate, and I really don't know, but you can see there's my thumb. That's like the biggest, I think, and then this is like a 9 stitches per inch, but that looks a little tight for me on that material. Might tear out easy. Then I kind of made it bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm on 5 here. It's interesting how you do this too. You push this button here and you turn the wheel until you see that, and while you're pushing the button, which is still down, this is how you change. It's really hard to pull, but you can change the, oh, I lost the button, but that's how you put it like on the stitch length you want. So I'm playing with that, And I'm also playing with putting felt or foam underneath because I want a quilted sort of top on it that I'm going to make, and I'm testing out this. It's actually another piece of vinyl with the felt or foam on it. I might have to turn that so that I'm not fighting this as well. So I'm playing around with that too, and I'll show you here in a sec. So there's the stitch length. That's super tight. Goes down, and this is like right between 5 and 6. So I'm gonna go with that. There's a finger for reference. Those are supposedly stitches per inch. I don't know if that's so true, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5, 6. Yeah, it's exactly right on. That's what I was in between 5 and 6. Cool. I think that looks pretty good. It's not quilting very well though, so I'm going to flip that material. There we go. So I just turned it upside down, and you can see now I'm getting a lot more of that quilt effect, which looks pretty darn cool. I think they won't be that close together, but that's the ticket. I might run 2 beads down through there. I'm gonna try that real quick. And I'll try to give you an idea of the speed I'm working with here. See, I can go real slow. That's max speed right now unless I change the gears. This one I have to do by hand almost. Somewhere in there. Lift the foot, turn it around. There, I'll try that. If you keep the foot straight, I'm not very good at this. Oh, that might look pretty cool. That might look better. That's going to be a lot more work. So this is the old seat cover, and I don't know if you can see, but the foam here. But that's what the bottom of this foam looks like on that seat. Super strange. And I'm not doing that, but I figured I'd show you because that is not what I expected to see. What's going on here? Well, I'm gonna cut out the cut the foam. Cut the foam out. I'm gonna cut it a little wide. I can trim it later. What are you using? This is my Berkeley fish fillets. Sharp knife. Yeah, well, it goes back and forth, so it works great for the foam. Since you don't know how to catch fish. Better than a hot knife. That'll fit down in there. Dude. Nice. Squeeze one out. It needs trimmed up a little bit. Okay. Now I was thinking of putting, I wonder if I should cut that like in half and put that on top, right? I don't know. Do it. Do it. Okay, now I'm gonna try and lay out where I want my quilting. So I put this foam piece that I cut out against the other bike, and it seems to line up real nice. So now the next step for me is
I have that drawn. You can barely see it because I use a light pencil mark, but I'm going to put on where I want each of my quilts. And I'm just going to go through and lay those out. And on the other one, about 4 inches from the back, it stopped. So I'm going to try to model that same way. And then I'm basically just going to be quilting all the way across. And this will sort of shrink this way a little bit. So there's hopefully enough material in the front and the back to allow that to float a little bit further. And that's what I'm going to do now. Test sample. I was trying to figure out how much extra I need to leave. Oops. For the top and where to sew it on, because this will be laying face to face. So then I put that stitch in. I don't think I'm giving myself enough meat here. And then I went back through and ran another bead on the back side to fold over. So now when I pull that tight, that should go around the corner like that, and that's what it'll look like on the bike. And I think that's going to be good enough. I'm not going to put the bead in. Well, got her finished. I think it's going to look pretty nice. I didn't get that bead around the edge. I don't have the straightest lines, but in the front, that's really, really tricky to get underneath the foot of the machine. Everything's just bunched up. I think that's going to be fine once it's pulled tight. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I got the foam piece in there just to see if it'll fit. I'll trim it once it's on the bike. I got to paint the seat, the metal part first before I can try to install it. And then I also made up a strap. I had some webbing. A lot of times I just use the vinyl and just sew it over, but that will lay across the seat like this. If I can make that happen. Something like that. So pretty happy with it. And eventually it'll get on the metal and have to stretch it tight and finish it up. But that'll be nice and clean and pretty looking. I'm excited.